Pisces, welcome. Welcome back. If you're returning, this is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot, and this is your April monthly read. This is a general reading for Pisces placements, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're using 3 decks today. We're using the Radiant Wise to do our main pull, and then clarifying cards from the Lion Strider and the White Sage Tarot. How you doing, Pisces? Swimming around in all that emotional runoff from everyone right now, I imagine, is making it a bit challenging. There's a lot in the air, I can tell you that for certain. I feel it myself. It makes it hard to read. It's hard to get a focus on what Spirit has to say for folks when there's so many other messages out there in the air right now. A lot of irreversals here. Let's see what this has for you for April, Pisces. Let's see what I see here. Sum all of this up by saying be gentle with yourself, and wherever possible, relax into this pause that's going on right now. Even if you're someone who's an essential person and has to be out there, there are moments in your day that you need to reclaim for yourself and just be in them and listen to your intuition. Put your antennae on receive right now, even though it can be overwhelming sometimes. And when it starts to feel overwhelming, step back from that. But it is your gift to the world right now to listen to the messages that are coming in, to be the space for the people that need someone who's very well-versed in managing heavy emotion. People need that right now. There are a lot of people feeling a lot of heavy emotion that normally don't feel, don't let themselves feel, don't dive deeply into the waters like Pisceans do, and they need you. They need you to be there for them, to listen. And I know it can get heavy, and when it does, you need to step back for a day or two and recharge yourself. But what I see here, and I do note that there's a couple here in reverse, Queen and King of Pentacles, man and woman, male and female energies, I should say, masculine and feminine, more aptly, both feeling insecure, both unsure of what they can create. There's a Magician in reverse here too. There is the 8 of Swords, and this all kind of speaks to me of a situation where you're not sure financially about anything. You're not sure if you still have the power to manifest the life you want. That's completely normal right now. I think great swaths of the globe feel that way right now. So try not to take that personally. Don't start to feel that it's only you who is concerned or worried, or it's only you that's unsure about the financial path forward. You're not alone. And in fact, some of what you're feeling might not even be your feelings, because as a Pisces, you often pick up other folks' energies, and there's a lot of that out there right now. There is a sort of a bright little patch of light here that I see. So there is the possibility that you were thinking of taking a leap of faith and going into something new, and that's a bit delayed now. And I think that's okay, because you were nervous about this new start. You were feeling like you weren't properly supported by those around you in taking this new step, and now it's on hold, and so you're relieved a bit from the anxiety of that big change you were about to make. You're relieved a bit by a pause in the battle, so you don't feel like you have to fight that all on your own right now. It kind of feels, it's an odd, on the surface, it feels like an odd set of cards, but more intuitively, in sort of my core, it feels to me like you are about to do something really big. And it absolutely has big potential for you. And now you can't do that big thing just yet. And that's actually good, because it gives you time to recuperate emotionally, mentally, to get yourself to the space where you're able to really be excited about the new thing. Because right now, prior to this, us all having to hit pause for a few weeks, you were very nervous about it. You were worried about what it would require of you. Let's see if we have any clarifying cards here. Queen of Wands. You do have manifesting power still. Even with that Magician in reverse, you have the option here to create, to feel confident that you can in fact create. And you have built up a set of skills. You planted some seeds a while ago. They're starting to grow. You're not there yet, you're not ready to harvest, but you can see that you've made some progress. And there is such a warm feeling in that Ace of Cups. It's a resurgence of love and connection. There's a resurgence of love and connection in a marriage, maybe, or in a community, because that Four of Wands can sometimes be interpreted to be the marriage card, but I also sort of feel it's this bond of community. It's you in space, physical space with other people. The ones you spend your days with, the ones you spend your life around. I'm trying to get these cards. It's probably a losing battle there. Seven of Wands again, this time in the upright, and the Three of Pentacles. So when a card shows up twice like this in a reading from different decks, I think that it's sort of a focal point. It's happened a lot in the readings this month, actually. Perhaps almost every one of the readings there's been some card that's shown up 2, and in one case 3 times. In your case, it's the Seven of Wands. Here we had it in reverse, where you're finding yourself getting a little bit of a break now from that feeling that you're fighting the battle alone, that people are not there for you and they're not supporting you. Here it shows up in the upright. You're getting a break from that having to defend your position. Perhaps there are people in your life that are looking at this bold new step you're thinking to take and not being very supportive of it, questioning your reason for shifting the status quo and going after something unknown, and that might be why you're feeling the anxiety. So what I sense is that as April comes to a close, you're not out of that entirely. It's just a break right now from feeling that way, because that new opportunity is on hold. And when things start to move again, and you take that new opportunity and you step off the edge, you're going to have to do this again. You're going to have to be strong, and you're going to have to deal with the people that don't understand. However, there is a resource for you in this. There is someone who's gone before, who's done what you're planning to do, and they can be a real help to you now as a mentor when you finally do get to move in that direction toward that new beginning. See if there are any other clarifying messages here from Spirit for Pisces for April. Anything else for Pisces for April? All right, let's see. Judgment in reverse. There's some sort of calculation of a tally of good and evil, of right and wrong. It's on hold presently. But you're not keeping yourself back from the truth anymore. You know what the truth is. you acknowledge it. Somehow in acknowledging that truth, you've delayed this reckoning, this karmic due date, if you will. Seven of Pentacles again. This was the Seven of Pentacles here. Both, again, basically saying that you've planted these seeds, you're starting to see some growth. You're not at the space where you would, get your reward or harvest your crop, but you can see that you're on the right path. Eight of Wands. This is movement after some delay. And then we have the King and Queen of Wands. It's a passionate couple, perhaps. King and Queen of Pentacles in reverse. That's the lack of confidence. Not sure what the future holds. Not sure if you are going to be financially stable and secure and sound going forward. And then we have another King and Queen here. There's some strong partnership energies. Masculine and feminine balancing one another here. Creation, manifestation. There's another sense here that toward the end of April you start to move forward. You start to see that you're back on track and that your confidence is restored. There's possibility this King and Queen, that you're one of them and that this mentor is perhaps the other, is what I'm sensing at the moment. So what do we see here, Pisces? We see somebody who is kind of doubting themselves a little bit, just in the way that everyone is doubting themselves right now. Do I have enough? Do I have the resources I need? Can I take care of my patch? Can I take care of the people that rely on me? Can I keep making my life this realization of the dream that I live? And everybody's asking those questions right now. There's a time of uncertainty, so it's not that you should in any way take it personally. We have then this new opportunity that was on the horizon, and it was almost here. And there was a lot of kind of lack of support for you in your circle, a lot of doubting, a lot of questioning your decision to take that step and move off in this new direction. And it was causing you some anxiety, but now you have a little bit of a reprieve. Nobody's asking you about it because you aren't taking the step just yet. Nobody is making you feel that anxiety about your choice by asking lots of probing questions, because you haven't got the opportunity at this point, with almost all of the world required to stay home. You aren't able to take this opportunity, whatever it was. And so you have a bit of a reprieve from the anxiety, a bit of a reprieve from the stress of not feeling supported. Your intuition is quite important, but so is the understanding that you need to have a realistic view, to some extent, of your situation. These two Seven of Pentacles tell me that you're on the right track, and this is just a pause. This is just a delay, but it's not an end to what you're planning. And you're clear with your truth here, and that's really huge. I just realized you have two Queen of Wands here as well. So two Seven of Pentacles, two Queen of Wands, two Seven of Wands. That's three pairs throughout your reading. Could be a pretty significant April for you. Pretty significant in this seven energy, for sure. The sevens kind of, to me, they feel like a waiting ground anytime that I do a reading. They're this spot where you're fairly invested in a path, and it's where you're looking at it and you're like, okay, am I going forward or am I starting over? And you're leaning much more toward go forward than start over, because you can see there is, in the Seven of Pentacles, you can see that there is reward up the road if you keep on with your dedicated approach. With the Seven of Wands, although you're not getting the support you need, you can see that you have the strength to do this on your own if you need to. You'd sure like to have those other people on your side and not fighting against you, but you can do it alone if you need to. So that 7 energy, this month is sort of a gift to you. You can pause and look at where you're at and look at where you want to go and how you expect to manifest that. And tweak your plan if you need to. It's certainly a very challenging time, a difficult time for much of the world, but in your reading here, I see it as a gift to some extent with regard to your overall life path. And it's interesting. If this resonates for you at all, I would love to see your feedback. It would be very generous of you to share it. Thank you for supporting the channel. I hope that you are safe and well, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Blessings.